Welcome, everybody, to Real Deal Media's third year anniversary show. We finally made it. I am your host, Dean Ryan, and welcome to the show. Welcome to our dinner. Tonight's theme is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? You're going to see a variety of different people, familiar faces, in some cases, just familiar coffee mugs, depending where you're looking. So it's a very casual night, but it's a dinner night celebrating 3 years of Real Deal Media, but also celebrating 3 years of being with you, the most effective audience around the world. Joining me tonight is some of our favorites, and one of them being, well, you know her as Doctor, we know her as Detective. That's Detective Cagney. Hello, Detective. Welcome to dinner.
Well, happy anniversary there, bud.
Well, happy anniversary to you. I'll drink to that, and I don't need a reason to drink, but hey, that's just me.
Dinner table looks wonderful.
Thank you. My maid, Alice, she did a wonderful, splendid job, I thought. We're having, well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what we're having. That's not the kind of host I am. But also joining us tonight for dinner, Cagney, the one, the only, JSPOP. Welcome to dinner.
Hello,
Yes,
JS.
indeed.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome to dinner. Yes,
And-
welcome to dinner.
I'm in luck because I'm hungry.
Oh, good. Well, we just ran out of food, but we have enough for me and Cagney, so you can watch us eat. Tonight we're having beef Wellington. As I told Cagney yesterday, she didn't believe me. She said, "No, you're not. You're having sloppy joes." I said, "No, his name is JSPOP, not Sloppy Joe. How dare you?" And tonight we have a good dinner. But we're here tonight as I drink my wine in unison with the wine gods and the grape fields, but. We're talking about 3 years now. 3 years, and I love your wine glass too. It's in a can. They do wine in cans, don't they, Cagney? Isn't that true now? You're a big wine connoisseur.
Well, they do wine in mugs too. That's what I've got going here.
We know you're drinking gin and juice. You don't have to lie to me. Anyways, we're talking about 3 years of Real Deal Media, and I, for one, like many of you, yes, I thought I'd be dead by now. How did I get here is what I often ask myself. And I have to go to you, Detective, and we're doing Guess Who's for Dinner, or Guess What's for Dinner, and you're the guest.
Guess who's for dinner?
Let me.
Oh dear God! Guess who's paying for dinner?
Well, I got to go now on that note. The bill's here. Oops, car's running. Well, Cagney, since we're doing Guess Who's for Dinner, 3 years of Real Deal Media. Let's all start from the tippy top of where it all started here, as we have many new people who have now found us somehow, some way, because we're hard to find with everything in the censorship world. But how did you come across and stumble upon this little enterprise here?
Well, I watched you when you were with, dare I say, Vera and those guys, so I knew who you were. And then I don't know how I stumbled on you. Something came across my computer one day, and I was like, "Oh, there you are! I remember you." And then I just started following RDM.
Yeah, REM was a great band, as we reminisce
I didn't
about
say
them here tonight.
REM. I said RDM.
Oh, excuse me. I almost busted out. That's me in the corner. That's
I
me
thought
in
maybe
the
we were going to
spot.
do REO or something instead. But
Oh.
okay.
Cagney, we're trying to have a serious conversation tonight.
That's
about
before his time.
JS, I'm going to go to you because I can't stop loving you. But as you just heard, you heard Cagney, who drunkenly stumbled upon us one night after just drunk dialing on YouTube. How did you stumble upon Real Deal Media with myself and the great Jim Fetzer, as here we are 3 years later?
Well, Fetzer was the key for me because I had been following his work already. I'm pretty sure it was one of the very first nights of your shows that I searched Fetzer to see what he had going on, and I found RDM because Jim Fetzer was on. And that's how I started watching you. So the credit or the blame, however you'd like to put it, is all on him.
Okay. All right. The shame is what I'm aiming
Yes.
for here tonight as this flawless show continues. So, yeah, we all have many routes and roads to really be the claim to fame of how we got where we are. And, Cagney, I have to stumble to you like you stumbled to me. And it has been a rocky road. And I want to say this is usual, but is this unusual? Because you've watched many shows in your time, and I even think you were on the Newlywed Show many years ago. Or was it the Dating Game? I forgot who with
well,
Chuck Woolery. Okay, but let's get.
I'm pretty sure I was on the Mating Game, but that was only available on VHS back then.
The Mating Game.
The Mating Game, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a rocky road, but I mean, no different than anything else. I mean, I've worked in many different industries in my life, and it's always a rocky road. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. People come, people go, new people. You always think, oh, geez, so and so left. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, we got a new boss. Oh, this person's great. This is typical life, and it gets better.
Mhm. That's right. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That wonderful song by The Who. How can we forget? Thank you for reciting those lyrics, Cagney. It's like yesterday. Roger Daltrey was swinging his mic around.
That was his mic.
Now Cagney, it was a family show just up until now. Let's talk about Detective Cagney here, as the spotlight is on her for the next 2 hours. I never told her. This is an intervention. She has no choice. By the way, this is what you get for having me drink wine before dinner served. You were with me in 2020, and you've seen it all, but describe to me, if you could, not just about the mating channel, but what it was like when you first saw Dr./Detective Cagney come onto the scene, and what that did for you, and what was going through your head at that time, because I have a lot of thoughts in a whole book I'm doing on just about that. Go ahead.
Well, to be serious for a minute, which is not what I usually do, Cagney has always, especially from the start, impressed me as a very intelligent and capable woman with a very sexy voice.
Oh dear God!
Yeah, while she's talking sense and
Let it all
making
out.
sense, which is already uncommon for
Yeah.
the women, typically that I know. She's
let it all
also very intriguing and has a very good presentation,
Mhm.
and
Yes, she
just has
does.
always made me feel kind of warm inside
Yep.
when she's made her appearances.
Keep going. Yeah. That's incredible. And Cagney, at what age did you realize you had a sexy voice and a sexy presentation? When did you discover this?
I would guess it was in the last couple of months. It's not something I ever thought of before. The only time I ever recall being told I had a sexy voice is when I was sick, and I had a boyfriend who said, I hope you get well soon, but keep the voice.
Oh, she's so humble. She's so humble. And
Yes.
yeah, but this is how Cagney came on the scene with but we came on in a time when I almost died. you
Oh
know?
God, I remember so well.
The underground traffic, which has been shown everywhere, not to dwell on that one, but we soon realized just how talented Cagney was in the geopolitical world, because she was living in South Korea. She had a Korean boyfriend at the time. I mean, you remember this, JS?
I don't remember the boyfriend. I remember she
Thank
had
you.
crowds of men following her around everywhere she went. Like, she went to the corner to get kimchi, and by the time she came back, there was like 30 guys out there chanting Cagney, Cagney, Cagney. Yeah.
JS, you're absolutely correct. I mean, this was a woman who was waxing on and waxing off for a whole sort of different reasons. But anyways, so she came on the scene in early 2021, and we have been tied to the hip, or as she knows it, we've been handcuffed to Cagney ever since, which is a new show we're promoting called Handcuffed to Cagney. Comes Sunday nights after Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman Handcuffed to Cagney, a wonderful new show. After Matlock, you're going to be seeing the new premiere of that. And anyways, but Cagney, let's go back to 2020. Let's talk about JSPOP, as if he's not here for a minute. And JSPOP was the first time I brought someone in from the audience to join me on stage, and that was a big deal for me. But let's talk about what that represented when JSPOP came to the fold here.
I thought, wow, okay, this guy's really talented with his music, and it was quite interesting to me because I like the musical end of things too.
What's a party without music? I think we should just jam something out.
But he also brought a great sense of humor, and his laugh is contagious. So, it was kind of fun to watch him when he was partaking in some of the more serious discussions, and then he would laugh, and then it would just make me laugh. He's
Yeah.
just a fun guy to be around.
if there's any word to describe JSPOP, it's contagious, flaring sometimes.
Like a disease.
No, I was going to say not in a bad way.
Contagious.
I'm like an STP or something.
He is a socially transmitted, just fun person to be around. The musical aspect in the journey of just that has been a staple of Real Deal Media, has it not? Because Cagney, you've dated many very popular musicians from yesteryear, and music's
True.
important to you. But how important was that as a soundtrack to this very incredible time to be alive?
To me, it's really important. I mean, like I said, I've been around the music world for quite a while, and knowing what musicians are like, it actually was even more intriguing because I can only imagine the offstage presence of JS and probably yourself too, Dean. Both of you being musicians, I know what you guys are really like. Been there, done that.
We're going to segue to something else
Good
very
move.
fast here. Thank you very much. Well, that's going to conclude the show there. Thank you for joining us.
I mean, just hanging out with her here virtually has been fantastic over the years. Really, on screen and off screen.
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, she toured with Emerson, Palmer, and Lake as the roadie band girl,
No.
and then she dated Dennis DeYoung of Styx. Am I missing anyone? Who am I missing?
You always get all the names screwed up, but that's
Christopher
okay.
Cross. She dated Christopher Cross. She had
Chris
one
Cross.
night with Burt Reynolds in Bangkok, actually, both 2 for 2. one for 2, 2 and 1.
I'm not divulging who you're missing, but let's just use them. That's fine.
She had a late night dinner with Lee Majors. Okay.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Vector Cates. I just wanted to say 3 years. I can't believe 3 years, Dean. I want to wish you a mazel tov. Congratulations, 3 years. It's incredible. So many bumps and bruises along the way with people coming, going, and also the censorship, on Facebook, YouTube. They're trying to take us down from all angles. They got us covered. I've been around for about a couple years, and I guess I'm one of the last men standing. Spectre Cates, hopefully I'll be around, God willing, for many more. I know that what I try to do, and I believe that, what I do makes a difference, and that's standing up and trying to inform the people what the truth is. And because, you know what, we got the truth behind us, we got God behind us, and when you follow the truth and you follow the right footpath, good things generally happen. I just remember when I reached out to Dean a few times just regarding Intel, he asked me, have you ever, spoken in front of an audience? And I said, well, a couple times, but not necessarily in media or video. So I remember he gave me the opportunity, and hopefully I'm using it to the fullest of my advantage and using my voice. And we should continue for many, many more years. And definitely lots of drinks when this war is over, because it's definitely a reason to celebrate. So congratulations to Real Deal Media. All the best. Thank you to our fans and our viewers, and only good things ahead. Peace out.
DurtyQ here. I just wanted to just jump on and say congratulations to RDM for making this milestone. 3 whole years without stopping. It's been non-stop. I first discovered RDM when I think it was before, as COVID was happening. I haven't been here for the whole 3 years, but I know I've been here probably 2.5 years at least. And I discovered Dean one day. It came up on my screen, and I watched the show, and I went, that was pretty cool. That's different. It's a different take on things. It's a different format, and I have since fallen in love with that format. It's not just reading the news, or it's not the usual. It's engaging with the audience. There's a whole platform here where we've got the audience gets involved, and they've got their own chats, and members can participate and work together and talk together, and we can get through tough times together. I think that's invaluable, and I congratulate Dean on achieving that, because that's not an easy thing to do. But working with Dean has been an absolute breeze. He's so easy to work with. You're so easy to work with, Dean, and I hope that we can continue that relationship. You engage with the people that are contributing to your show. You take on what they say, and you let them express that on your show. And I think that's invaluable, because otherwise it just becomes what Dean sees. And I know Dean sees a lot, and he gets a lot of information, but it helps to have other people coming in and contributing to the show as well. And this is a platform where viewers and members can actually do that. Dean, I want to commend you. I think you've done a fantastic job. Congratulations on three years, and here's to another 10.
What's interesting about Real Deal Media is that the viewership is all over the world. It's international, but domestically too. There's a lot of middle America watching. And I often think, like, whether it's Michigan or Illinois, Iowa, or places like that, that those voices don't really get represented.
Well, I think the reason they call Middle America the flyover country is because between the politicians and the people that live on the coasts or visit the coasts or spend most of their time on the East and West Coast, to them we are a mystery. And it's almost to the point where they have a fear factor of Middle America.
Yeah, we're pretty unstable.
No, oh wait, did you guys hear that? Someone's at the door.
Go get it.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe who's here right now. Howard Stern's here.
Well, I just came in here to find out, like, when you're with a woman and you take her home, what do you expect?
First of all, thank you for coming to our dinner. 3-year anniversary. I mean, how did you discover Real Deal Media, Howard? Because you are the king of all media. You've been doing radio for ages. What's the secret? How did you find us?
Well, me and Beth were at home. We turned on the TV and found out that YouTube was on it. And then we went over to YouTube and saw some crazy guys up there. And we saw this guy. We thought it was ZZ Top, but it turned out to be JSPOP. So that's the guy that we got, and we started looking at this guy and go, man, this guy's a classic. This guy's a classic. So we started looking at him, and we figured out, these are definitely degenerates, and they're my kind of people. And then, so I found you guys 3 years ago.
Howard, I could cry. I'm so humbled. I mean, Cagney, what do you have to say? I mean, it's very rare we have an A-lister like Howard is. Cagney, do you want to add to that? Because you're having dinner with Howard Stern right now. Detective Cagney, if you would, please.
I can't add to it. I'm at a loss for words. I'm still in a state of shock here.
That is rare. That is rare.
I know.
I come over here
tonight. That is rare.
Cagney, I come over to your house, and you're preparing dinner. What's going to be on the dish? Are you on there?
I'm in the middle of the table.
Okay. Anyways,
don't be like Beth. I came home one day and she was wrapped in saran wrap one time when I came home. I looked at her and I go, leftovers again?
Oh, okay. Well, let me just make just a quick little friendly reminder to the adults. The kids are still up here. The kids are still up. We haven't gone to bed yet.
Send the kids to bed. This is getting good.
I'm gonna drink myself silly and click my heels, pretending I'm somewhere else. Hey, Howard, what a surprise this is, and I know you're a busy man, so it's just kind of a final question before you skedaddle out of here. I might throw up too in any minute too for some reason. Indeed, we're going to take a quick break here. Let me just take us down here. We're going to take a quick break here. You're watching the 3rd year anniversary. Guess who's coming to the dinner show here tonight? But we'll see you after these messages, and let's talk about messages. But here's a classic moment of Real Deal Media. You asked for it, we deliver. See you after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the world premiere of Brothers in Arms, starring Dean Ryan, Seth Black, and JSPOP. Take it away, guys.
Mystical mountains, our
Solid Gelato here says Paula Pelosi. And here's another question about that. Tracy Lynn Witchington says, so was the guy at Pelosi's house there to have guy sex?
Yeah,
Mr. Pelosi.
sure.
Jim,
Sure,
we don't believe that, do
absolutely.
we, Jim?
Absolutely, 100%. And it turns out the hammer is actually a dildo. You can find it online. It's sold by Amazon.com for about $95. It's a vibrating dildo loaded with batteries. So if you hit someone over the head, it would be like hitting them over the head with a flashlight. You know, this whole thing is such a sham. This guy is a complete left-wing freak. And to try and make it out that he's a mega man is just insulting beyond words. When Pelosi called in to the police dispatcher, he began by saying there's a man in his house, as though he didn't know his identity, and then realized that wouldn't fly. So he said, actually, his name is David, and he's a friend. And there was no break-in. There was glass on the outside from breaking it from the inside. And would you believe Paul Pelosi, Gene, not only went in for a skull fracture, but he had cut his hand and his arm when he broke the glass to fake it, broken it. And who had allowed the cops in? There was a third party in the house. They were having gay sex with this hammer, and there may have been two of them. In fact, the pap said they were having sex, and then they got into an argument about drugs, and that's how they had to fight it.
Jim, hold on. I'm having cardiac arrest. Hold on a second. Okay, that's a lot of information. Anyways, here's what people are saying on Rumble. They're having a sword fight. I'm not sure what that means.
They weren't having a sword fight.
Well, let's not explore that factor, Jim.
Gay language, you know.
Okay, moving on. Moving on from that. And thank you for joining us. This is World at War. If you're just getting here, this is What Say You, where we concentrate on you, the viewer, and your comments, questions, concerns, conjecture, or just folklore of the gay underground. I guess we're into that now. Welcome back to the Real Deal Media's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner for our 3-year anniversary show. I'm your host, Dean Ryan, who is still toasting you, even during our breaks, drinking a wonderful Cabernet Sauvignon. It's incredible. Or is it Shiraz? I can't tell. That was a wonderful moment of not just yesteryear, but recent years, they say, of the wonderful, great investigations of the great Jim Fetzer. But anyways, I'm going to bring back my dinner guest here tonight, starting with the wonderful, the incredible, I guess, dessert and main entree for tonight, Detective Cagney. Thank you very much. Detective, welcome back to dinner. All right, yeah. Yes, I hope you washed your hands. Okay, also joining us is our other dinner guest, JSPOP. Wonderful. Welcome back to dinner. What a wonderful surprise we had with Howard Stern. That never happens. But we do have another guest who has been an incredible, really incredible producer behind the scenes that has helped make this all possible. And that is the one, the only, the host of the Saturday Night Showcase, Mr. Dick Pangallo. Dick.
Forget about it.
Dick, thanks for coming to dinner tonight.
Hey,
how are you doing? 3 years in the make.
I'm doing good. I've been here the whole time, pretty much. I think I started with show 1 I viewed. So I've seen most all the shows.
I know you were in the neighborhood and you saw we were having dinner and you saw some guys, all of us guys together. But Dick, what is it about Real Deal Media that really sets things apart?
Well, it was Mike Barrow was doing this thing called To Tell the Truth Wednesdays. And I was watching that, and I think that all of a sudden, I mean, I watched it for a few times, and all of a sudden I saw this thing, Real Deal, whatever it was. So I turned it on, and I saw it, and I said, these guys are good. Because it was during the pandemic when we were all locked up, and you guys at the time were filming the pre-records on those. So I just would watch them at night when I went to bed, just on my TV, because I could get YouTube there, and you guys were on YouTube, so it made it really easy. So I was able to see those things. I don't know if I finished all the shows, but it was really fun. And then once you got into the new format coming along, I saw the participation of the audience, the people that would come in and actually ask questions, and they would get repeated on the air, and they get answered and all that kind of stuff. So I saw an involvement, kind of like an interaction between the show itself and the audience, which you don't see that often on any of these shows, especially shows that are kind of like predicting the future. We've got a lot of good ideas about what's going on with the conspiracy world, but it kind of blows my mind how many of these things are actually coming true now. And it's like we were realists at the time, and the people who were wrong were the people that were calling us conspiracy theorists.
JS, I'm going to go to you because, as one of the fellow castmates of our very own Dick Pangallo, maybe you could talk about what it means to be a castmate with Dick Pangallo and the great influence and true productivity in the glue that kind of keeps things together. What he's kind of brought to the plate here, and a lot of that has to deal and musical oriented, is it not, JSPOP?
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you the truth. I'm missing a part of the show that I used to just love, which was the showcase, the musical showcases that Dick would host from time to time were fantastic. And it was part of the reason that I always tried to get some kind of a video or some kind of song up on the show, is because I loved the whole format of it. I loved the way Dick presented the shows, because he would pretty much be the sole host. And I got to tell you, I miss it as far as my best memories of RDM.
What a point. And Cagney, I'm going to go to you. I mean, you've been in the music scene for a long time, Cagney. I mean, dating Daryl Hall to Adam Ant and all these other people. What did the showcase and the musical just realm, what do you think that really meant to a international audience?
Well, I got to say that I second what JS said, because I really miss those Saturday night showcases. I used to love to see what was Dick Pangallo going to say this time. How was he going to be dressed? What kind of psychedelic realm were we going to be entering in? And I just absolutely loved everything that he did prior to the music, and then his closing thoughts on it. It was awesome, and I looked forward to the Saturday nights also. Miss you, Dick. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, but as Dean and JS and Lynn, you do too. You guys all know my little COVID journeys for all the different things and what I'm going through and all that stuff. And we'll get a show on that. I know JS was going to be interviewing me on that, and Dean was going to be part of it too. So we'll talk about that and explain what it's had to do with my energy and different levels and stuff like that.
You know, we welcome you back with open arms. I mean, you're really a staple here, and people just love you, Dick. So, you know, looking forward to having you return when you're feeling up to it.
Cagney she's a history buff of television, former girlfriend of Don Johnson, but, you know, television really hasn't really made such a precedence. TV in general used to be an experience. It became a commodity, then it became, if I'm available, same as music. Dick, I want to ask you, because Cagney brought up a really, really great point. What do you think television is to the people of Real Deal Media, as we kind of brought it back fully, and you're a big part of that?
Yeah, well, last time I was really involved with TV was when I was going out with Adrienne Barbeau, and I had to leave her to go out with Farrah Fawcett. And Morgan Fairchild. TV has changed a lot. You know, now it's more woke, and they cut stuff off quick. Seinfeld would not make it today. It would be shut off after the first year. So
absolutely,
we don't watch that thing. And we control our own destiny here.
As we're kind of concluding here, what are some of the highlighted, memorable moments that stick out in your mind of Real Deal Media as we kind of wind down here tonight?
Oh boy, there were a lot of really good moments. You know, to bring up the Halloween special, that was quite a fun time that we all had together. There were a lot of fun times that we had together. Getting Jim back on, that was awesome. Obviously, the special that you and I did on the underground traffic, that was unbelievable. The time that we did the late night update with Mike Adams, that was also really good. You know, Dean, every time that I'm with you guys is always a special moment to me, and I can only say that I look forward to everything that we're doing in the future as well. The audience is stupendous. The team that you have is outstanding at this time. And I think that, you know, we've got a good future together, and the past has been up and down as it is in everybody's lives, whether it was from COVID or just their own workforces or whatever. And we get through it. I mean, and we stay together, and we're friends, and the backstage stuff is always great as well. So thank you for everything that you've allowed me to do with this audience, and I look really forward to the future.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. And that was very beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Well, that's the nice thing about the show is it's got a variety of different things going on. As far as the humor stuff goes, when you had Jim read that thing about the anal stuff, the anal rimming or whatever it was, and just watching Jim's face and just trying to get through the thing. And
sex, you are your own safest sex partner, we're told. I guess that's a promo for masturbation. The next safest is someone you live with. If you should choose to contact with anyone outside your household, you want to take precautions. Yeah, you usually meet your sex partner online or make a living having sex, then you want to take extra precaution. Dean, you're going to have to elaborate on this. I mean, this is what happened with Neil Ferguson, who gave us the apocalyptic model. He was meeting with his married lover. He was fired because they weren't practicing social distancing.
Jim, if you go back to the previous slide, you might want to check the bottom, the last bracket. I can't seem to read that one.
Well, it may be hard to. It says take care during sex. Kissing easily passed.
Dean, man.
Ribbing.
Wow, take that slide down, Jim.
Widespread COVID. Condoms and dental dams can reduce contact with saliva or feces, especially oral or anal effect. Those were the parts you wanted to accent, Dean.
Wow.
I go to Mike. I'll be back. I gotta go.
And watching you crack up and laugh, that was memorable for me. I love the one where you were down at the beach too, at the beginning with no mask on. That was fun.
Okay, so I'm currently on the beach, currently at the water, the pier, and I'm being very dangerous right now. I don't know about you. I'm walking around on this beach with no mask, being a total outlaw, and it's incredible and extremely cold. How the water is extremely cold right now. But yeah, I'm being a dangerous thug, not wearing a mask, violating the California requirements that I stay the hell off the beach. So I'm turning myself in after this.
Well, guess who else just came to dinner? Would you believe it? The great Jim Fetzer, the man I started this whole endeavor with. Jim, what say you?
Dean, believe it or not, it's been 3 years since I began this journey with you, my friend, and had it not been for your thought that you and I should come together like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, I wouldn't be doing this today, frankly. You got me started on a whole new path, a whole new venture, Dean, and it's paid off really quite well. What I most like about working with you, Dean, is you're so creative, you're so thoughtful, you're so artistic, you're so original. Each and every show has distinctive artwork that couldn't have come from any other source. And you manage somehow to put together a wonderful cast of supporting the commentators, participants, advisors, and the like. I think you have a genius for the media, Dean, and I really enjoy being part of it. Something I especially like about the Real Deal audience, Dean, by the way, is that they're engaged, they care, they're willing to express themselves. I love the comments we get during a show and the call-ins. It makes a show distinctive, and I get a real sense of it. Intelligence, concern, in absorption with real serious issues of the kind you and I present and analyze and critique. When you and I began this journey, Dean, the United States was fat and happy. We had a surging economy. The border was under control. We were energy independent. We had a president who cared about putting America first. This is Jim Fetzer in Madison with Dean Ryan in LA with the latest from the front. Real Deal remembers the Arab Spring, a series of anti-government protests, uprising, armed rebellions that spread across much of the Arab world in the early 2010. Dean believes there's a parallel here.
Jim, yes, it's absolutely right. It hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. What we're witnessing is the American Spring, and if people listen to this right now, go study the beginnings of the Arab Spring from 2011, and you'll see just play by play, every same technique, propaganda is being used right now. And who is behind that, Jim? Who is behind that? The CIA, Obama, Hillary, John Brennan.
Dean, one of the most joyful aspects of joining you again to continue the Real Deal saga has been the musical interludes, has been doing film reviews. I care about all that. Of course, the fact often we resort to music by the Beatles. I mean, it's just wonderful, Dean. I find it, just joyful. You sprung on me, to do a song on the show, which I didn't see coming. I think it's just was a delight, Dean.
Guess now is a better time than ever, shall we?
I'll give it a shot, Dean.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Raindrops keep falling on my head. And just like the guy who's seen her too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Oh, raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done, sleeping on the job. Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues may stand beneath me, won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Got it.
That actually was better than the original.
I don't know. I'm grateful to you for that and for all the pleasure it may have brought to our audience, because for me, there are many wonderful moments associated with what you are doing on the air with Real Deal Media. And I want you to keep it up and to join and contribute as much as I can, as long as I can, my friend. And I therefore congratulate and celebrate you on the 3rd anniversary of our journey, which is a long and winding road, but it's having a great deal of success along the way, Dean. I can't thank you enough.
JSPOP, I'm going to go to you next. What is one of those memorable moments here as we wind up our dinner here for the 3rd anniversary of JSPOP? Tell us.
Well, my memory does not reach as far back as it used to, because I got a few knocks on the noggin. But I do have to say that when you had the big reveal about you and Bubbles was probably one of the funniest memories that I have.
It was yesterday. I was on Golden Pond putting my record player on.
Were you blowing Bubbles?
No. Bubbles was not there that day. He was busy.
I just lost it. I was laughing so hard. To me, was just fantastic. Also, on some of the World at Wars, that show to me really was when you started this shining that's going on now. You really took hold of that and just brought everything up to the next level.
Wonderful. And, I'll have to say, too, is I'm going to have to say some of the I think it was Saturday Night Showcase. I forgot which episode it was, but Dick was doing it, and he took us in a psychedelic realm. That was incredible. Some of his monologues were incredible. With Cagney, it was, I'm going to say, some of our Sunday brunches with Cagney and JSPOP getting married. That was an incredible moment for me, as I really thought for the first time I was going to be adopted. I was really excited to have parents. Little did I know it was a bit. I took it to heart. That was incredible. That was incredible.
He was believing it. He was believing the whole thing.
I did. Also, when it was Dick, oh my God, on 2 St. Patrick's Day specials ago, he came out of the bridge of Neon Wilderness. That was incredible. But really, I think what sets us apart from everyone else is that we're not afraid to go to that level that people say, really, you're going to go there and try to do that? I mean, you're not NBC, you're not this and that, but we're really pushing the envelope on our own capabilities and pushing ourselves. And we take advantage literally of every holiday and make a special out of it, whether it's Groundhog Day with JSPOP and I, whether it's me almost getting killed on a Greyhound bus or Cinco de Mayo or the Real Deal Olympics, or Inspector Cates when Cagney and myself were very confused on what the hell Aaron was doing at the Dominion Barista. Everyone here at Real Deal Media, this is probably our finest moment of television in all of our history, knowing that Aaron Cates has officially relieved himself in the Dominion building. Thank you, Aaron, for this.
It's quite interesting. Their address shows where he is at. He's been inside. We looked at the elevator board together. There's no listing for Dominion. He talked to somebody who works in the building. They don't know anything.
Ask them the following, Aaron. Listen, say, try to strike up a conversation with somebody in the store, like a lady who's just sitting down, and ask them the following, Aaron. Listen, say, are you here to be interviewed as well?
That's a good one. I should have thought of that at university, dude. Let's see, which cookie should I get? Anyone want to choose a cookie? No, I'm going to go with the chocolate chip, straight out chocolate chip. And I have a question for you, actually. I have a question for you. I'm just doing a live thing here. I won't be going straight, it's fine.
Say that.
Dominion voting? Is there Dominion voting that's in the building here? Do you know?
Why is he telling them?
Sorry? Yeah, weren't they on the third floor or something? Yeah.
He's like giving it away.
But don't worry, there's people that are cool. I'm going to pay visa fees. Thank you.
Okay, you want to give him your mother's maiden name too?
Oh my God.
There's a lot of there's enough shows for a lifetime in the repertoire of what we've done around here. Even our top 3 love songs of all time and after parties, too many to name. But you guys have been there with me through it all, thick and thin. And who could ask for anything more? And what a honor it's been for me to be here with all of you. And I speak for Jim Fetzer as well. So I do want to thank you for that. But in closing, final thoughts as we go around. Finally, we'll start with Dick. Final thoughts as we bid farewell to this incredible 3rd anniversary dinner. Dick Pangallo.
Yeah, I really enjoy everybody, all the people that have come and gone and the people that are friends now. I made a lot of serious good friends on this show right here, and I look forward to seeing the conspiracies that we've been talking about, or all the things keep coming true, and seeing what new ones are going to be coming out, especially with this bank thing that's going on. I heard this morning on 2 different business shows, that the banking thing is just starting. So my recommendation is to people is just be prepared. See what Dean has to say and what he's finding out, because he's finding out a lot of stuff way ahead of time, and a lot of that stuff has come true.
What I would like to implore to everyone is please meet your neighbors. You're going to like some of them, and you're not going to like some of them, but please meet them, because one of your neighbors is going to be who can help you in a time of great need.
The world is a crazy place right now, and as Dean and I do more late night updates, there's actually some news that he and I discussed earlier today that's just coming out that we'll probably touch upon in the next 24 hours or so. It's not over, folks. It's going to get worse, but it's going to get better in the end. But just hang in there, and we're here for you. So if you have any concerns or questions, please always feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you too.
Wonderful. And let me give you Cagney's phone number here. It's 312.
Yeah, put out my address too,
Okay, and call her between the hour to 3 a.m. is usually good, and 6.
Yeah.
And make sure you tell her Angelo sent you. That's wonderful. My final thought is, the greatest honor is being able to share the news around the world and perform for the people around the world with the greatest cast I've ever had the luxury, honor, and privilege of doing all those things with the people here tonight. Just incredible. And kind of in closing, if I had to do it all over again, and knowing what I know now, I'd probably change a few things or two, but not too much, not too many, because it led me down the road where I am currently. And I'm just blessed to still continue to do this in the face of great adversity. And censorship, shadow banning, betrayal, all the other, but also with the privilege of, as Dick said and many others here, friendship, discovery, and integrity forever embedded. So I'm very grateful for that, for Dick Pangallo, for JSPOP, and for the great Detective Cagney, and also for Jim Fetzer and Aaron Cates. I'm Dean Ryan, saying thank you for 3 years of incredible roller coaster at sometimes, but an incredible journey. We'll see you soon, and always remember to stay tuned. Stay awake.
With the plus and minus to try to get it all.
Now, Cagney, now I remember where I've seen this fella before. In fact, let me see that. Let me see. Okay, anyways, you know why? Because you brought the house down last time you were there. You were dancing on the tables.
That's, yeah,
Mhm.
well.
She was slapping people with the fish, like that. Yeah, no, I saw it.
Yeah.
She used to walk around. She'd grab someone's tilapia and just start slapping them with it.
Yeah.
They're tilapia.
Yeah.
I think it was more the Chilean sea bass. They were bigger.
I said, who is this woman just slapping people with tilapia around? I mean, my God. You know what's interesting about Real Deal Media is shouldn't drink wine too fast here. It hits me hard. It's the native blood, but
Got to work on that
beef-
gag reflex, Dino.
thank you.
I've had plenty of women do that.
Thank you, Howard. By the way, today's brought to you by Vitamin C.